We are told to be kind and put other people's needs before our own. But does anyone tell us that being too compassionate and caring can be dangerous? We live in a world full of generous people who know that their giving drains them emotionally and financially. Could being too kind even put our own lives in danger? Be surprised by the bad things that can happen to you when you're kind. Today, I'll tell you 8 bad things that can happen to you if you're too nice. And I'll show you 4 tough ways to keep people from taking advantage of you. Let's move on to number 1. Without further ado, you will have too high of hopes for people. The Stoics said that we should accept things as they are, and not depend on what other people do to make us happy. Giving without asking too much in return keeps you from being disappointed and helps you practice emotional separation, which gives you a calmer mind. Whether we are aware of it or not, it's hard for us to be fully selfless when we give. When we give everything we have, we expect everyone else to do the same when it's us who need something important. Though you've gotten people so used to having everything done for them that they'll take it for granted, that you can handle everything in their lives and yours, especially your own. Because if you don't take care of your own, why would you take care of other people's? In reality, your hopes of reciprocity won't be met and you'll end up with a bad mood, tiredness, anger, and sadness. Still, if we look at it objectively, people aren't letting you down. They're just doing what you should be doing, which is taking care of their own tasks. People will only expect you to give them something, which is the second point. The Stoics say that it's important to remember that real worth comes from acting in a way that is good and logical, not from just doing what other people want. Moderation and giving in a balanced way help you stay in charge of your actions and keep you from getting into habits that hurt your mental health. You've heard your whole life that people are creatures of habit, and this couldn't be more true. People are made to adapt to a pattern, a way of life, and a symphony of things going on around them. The idea of the comfort zone comes from this desire to change. This means that if you're always giving, the people you help will expect you to give them something all the time. You'll lead them into their comfort zones, and they won't have to do many of their responsibilities because you'll be there to do them. If you don't value yourself, no one is likely to look you in the eyes and tell you to think more about yourself. At least don't expect this kind of empathy from the people you help, because they'd stick to their own Robin Hood, which would cost them a lot in their lives. Third, your goals will not be taken into account. The Stoics said that it's important to live by reason and virtue, to set limits, and to put our own responsibilities first. If we want to stay in balance and not give up our identity and well-being for other people, putting others' needs before yours may cause you to flee something painful and frightening. How do you feel when you spend the weekend alone or know no one greets you daily? If you're engaging in numerous activities to avoid confronting yourself, the impact will be doubled, as you'll eventually have to confront yourself, and at the same time, you'll be evading yourself. Self-care is one of the most important parts of being healthy. Before you can help other people feel better, you need to make sure you're happy, spoiled, and well cared for. For example, you shouldn't give someone a chocolate bar until you've really enjoyed one yourself. Similarly, you shouldn't offer to clean a friend's house until you've cleaned your own and watched a decent movie while sipping wine. You will be mistreated by 4 people who think you are weak. Stoicism tells us to be strong and in charge of ourselves by setting limits and being disciplined. If we show that we are dedicated to our own duties and beliefs, people will value us instead of thinking we are weak. If you provide excessive assistance to others over time, they may perceive you as an expert in the field in which you operate. However, not setting boundaries may give the opposite impression. People will think of you as weak, like someone who doesn't like their boss. People will turn to you as an escape from their work, knowing that you won't refuse. In fact, as soon as you say this magic word, people will start to like you in ways they never thought they would. There will be many buts, or people who only visit when they need something. Self-control and perspective help us tell the difference between real people and people who want to take advantage, so we don't waste our time or energy on things that don't assist. Stoicism teaches us how important it is to be smart and wise when picking who to help. Some of your old friends now only want to hang out when they need something. If you think about it, This could happen to you because most people don't invite their employees or coworkers to have coffee or a beer with them. Although your situation makes sense, it's not fair, so you must learn how to handle the methods. I'll tell you about it at the end to keep people from taking advantage of you. Sixth, you'll only get people who want something and never those who want to give. With patient judgment, we can build relationships that are real and good for both parties. People come into our lives because their energies match up with ours. That is, if we vibrate low, we attract people who are negative, depressed, have dark souls, and want to hurt us when our vibrations are high. On the other hand, we draw people who are full of good energy, kindness, excitement, hard work, and joy. Because of this, when we give to everyone, we lose so much energy that we start vibrating at a low frequency. This makes needy people feel drawn to us, as well as opportunists who don't even want to help and only want to take what they can from us and leave without even saying thank you. 7. You could end up getting hooked on something. The Stoics taught people to be calm and in charge of themselves. Self-discipline in giving keeps us from getting stuck in bad habits and lets us keep a good relationship with our actions and choices when shortage is a regular part of our lives. The need for something grows, which is the best way to get addicted. So one day, someone close to you might notice that you drink too much, and not just spring waiter. They might also notice that you eat too much, or even gamble too much. Pay close attention to what someone who cares about you says, because your first instinct may be to get mad at them and tell them you don't have any problems. But this is how people usually act when they are so caught up in their own problems that they can't see that they have. One, always remember that people who care about you want what's best for you, so pay close attention to what they say, because they're trying to help you stop falling and move forward. Number 8, you'll make people think twice. Stoicism tells us to do good things no matter what other people think of us. By focusing on living in line with our beliefs and principles, we build a good image that can withstand false accusations, no matter how much we'd like things to be different. The truth is that there aren't that many kind people in the world, so if you are one, people will be suspicious of you instead of being impressed and thankful. It won't be long before your kindness makes people wonder what's going on with you and what plans you have that you don't tell anyone about. This could mean you've met a group of suspicious people, but it's more likely that they're just being honest. Most people who want to help too much are hiding such evil plans that it's best to stay away from them and refuse the help they offer. Now let's look at what you can do to stop people from taking advantage of you. Strategy number 1. Pay attention to how you feel, because it's telling you something based on the Stoic idea of self-awareness. The Stoics believed it was important to think about yourself in order to understand your wants and feelings. By paying attention to your feelings, you can tell if you're mentally wearing yourself out by giving too much. This lets you change your focus and find a satisfactory balance. If you think about yourself and put yourself first, helping others should make you feel like you're walking on clouds. If you feel too busy, tired, angry, or used, it's time to pay attention to how you feel. If doing something unnecessary makes you feel bad, don't lie to yourself. Instead, learn how your help affects your health plan. Number 2. The Stoics teach you to say no when necessary and to use your time and energy wisely. No, when you're too busy or the request isn't fair, is a sign of self-control. It's normal to find it difficult to say no because it triggers negative thoughts and feelings of sadness. But if we don't develop the ability to say no, pessimism will eventually take control of our lives. Practice saying no in front of the mirror, reminding yourself that it's the only way to regain your freedom and prevent unnecessary risks. Strategy 3. Respect your own time and space. If you want to follow the Stoic values of self-discipline and self-respect, it's important to give yourself time and space to do what you want, like play music while you drink tea, work out, or anything else that gets you going. As soon as you finish your tasks, set aside some time every day or week to try this out. If someone asks for your help at that time, they should be kind and helpful to you, not to the person, so you can say no without feeling bad and enjoy that time and space for yourself. Instead of being direct, offer to help at a later time, but tell them you'll only be able to help for a short time due to other obligations. This is strategy number 4. Find energy vampires and stay away from them by following the Stoic principles of self-discipline and wisdom. By staying away from people who drain your energy and don't add anything positive, you're taking care of your own health and showing Stoic self-control in your relationships. You should also know that trying to help an energy thief won't work, because they'll overwhelm you with their complaints, pains, and catastrophic view of life. Avoid attempting to assist them, as resolving their issues would require them to cease their complaints, a behavior they would not tolerate. In conclusion, Stoic wisdom says that the best way to handle things is always to find the middle ground, and generosity is no different. If we give too little, we come across as selfish and greedy, while if we give excessively, we end up completely drained of energy, time, and probably money as well. So lean toward the grays, which are still the best choices for finding a balance between putting other people's needs first and putting your own needs first. And if you're ever unsure, just remember the magic word, no. Even more. So if they offer to drive you home from the window of their car, we've reached the end of this journey, and I sincerely hope these tips will be of great use to you. Don't forget that you are a crucial part of this channel. So if this video has helped you, made you think, or you've learned something, give it a thumbs up so that more people can discover the powers of Stoic wisdom. And if you haven't already, don't forget to check out our ebook about Stoicism and how to apply it in your own life. Sign up for a daily dose of growth and Stoic knowledge.